G'day everybody and welcome back to a brand new video here on the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going through every single AFL best and fairest winner for 2024 and seeing whether or not they deserve to win it. Now if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, could you please show me that by liking the video as well as subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. Enough wasting your time, let's get straight into the video. We will be going in alphabetical order, so first up we're going to start off with the Adelaide Crows, which is Jordan Dawson and Ben Keays. Obviously, Ben Keays has played absolutely outstanding in 2024 with him kicking 34 goals this year, as well as 19 goal assists and 141 score involvements. And have I mentioned yet that he has not missed a single game in 2024? And now, Jordan Dawson. Obviously an amazing midfielder for the Adelaide Crows who had a season average of 24 disposals a game. He had 168 contested possessions in 2024 as well as 347 uncontested. But on the defensive side of things, he had 21 pressure acts a game. Moving on to the Brisbane Lions is no surprise being Lachie Neale. When watching every single Brisbane Lions game, there's no shock that he's the best on ground for every single game. He managed to rack up 35 disposals in this year's AFL Grand Final, which is quite impressive and was this close to winning the Norm Smith medal. He averaged 7 clearances a game as well as 29 disposals, but finished 13th in this year's Brownlow medal with him having 22 votes. And while on the topic of the Brownlow medal, the 2024 B&F winner for the Carlton Blues was Patrick Cripps, being the Brownlow medal winner. But also, I'm just going to start off by saying, could you guys please go into the comment section and say one thing that Patrick Cripps did wrong, because I cannot name anything. This year, Patrick Cripps became a 2-time Brownlow medalist, as well as him breaking the record for the most Brownlow votes, which is now 45. He nearly had 28 disposals every game, as well as 70% disposal efficiency, and Cripps is a player that he did not miss a single game in 2024. From the Collingwood Magpies, the B&F winner was Nick Daicos. In Daicos' third year of AFL football, he was able to follow in his dad's footsteps as well as his brother in winning a Copeland Trophy. Nick Daicos finished second in this year's Brownlow medal, but was very, very far behind Cripps as he had 38 votes this year and Patrick Cripps had 45. And the Pies were one of those teams to suffer from injuries this year, but obviously were lucky enough to not have Daicos miss a single game this year, and they were lucky enough to finish up in 9th place, mainly because of Daicos, who had many clutch moments in 2024. From the Essendon Bombers is Zach Merrett. It was no shock to the AFL world when Zach Merrett was announced as this year's B&F winner for the Essendon Bombers, as when the word Brownlow was thrown around, Zach Merrett was the first name to come to mind, or one of the first names to come to mind. But in the end, he only polled 18 votes in this year's Brownlow medal. In total, Zach Merrett got 2,501 AFL fantasy points in 2024 AFL season. And when they faced off against the Pies on Anzac Day, which ended in a draw, Zach Merrett was still able to win the Anzac Day medal for being best on ground. Next on the list is from the Fremantle Dockers, and that is obviously Caleb Serong. Obviously, Fremantle have an outstanding midfield being Jaeger O'Meara, Nat Fyfe, and Andrew Brayshaw, but Caleb Serong has been able to stand out among the bunch this year and is the reason that he won the 2024 B&F for the Fremantle Dockers. He's been found to at least have one shot on goal every game, with him kicking 11 goals in 2024, being nearly half of his career goals. He finished 4th place in this year's Brownlow medal, with him polling a total of 28 votes, one behind Zach Butters. And out of the 13 kicks he had in 2024, nearly all of them were effective. From the Geelong Cats, the B&F winner happened to be Max Holmes. And as someone who used to play a defensive role for the Cats, he's been able to prove himself this year in the Cats midfield, with him averaging 24 disposals a game as well as 3 clearances. He was also another player to miss 0 games this year, with him having rarely a poor performance in any of those games. But unluckily enough, he was subbed off in the preliminary final against the Brisbane Lions, and who knows, he could have been the difference in the final moments. Sam Collins won this year's B&F from the Gold Coast Suns. He obviously plays a key defender role and rarely fails to play his part. In the back line is one of the worst spots to make a mistake, and he has ensured that he's not the one to be making those mistakes, as his disposal efficiency is 84% and his kicking efficiency is 82%. And in the entire AFL competition, he's been able to find himself on defensive one-on-ones 76 times this year, being the 3rd most in the AFL competition. The B&F winner from the GWS Giants, there's no shock here, being Jesse Hogan. He obviously won this year's Coleman medalist, as he did kick the most goals in 2024, being 77. As a coach, you're probably hoping that your forwards can kick pretty accurately, and Adam Kingsley had nothing to worry about with Jesse Hogan, as his scoring accuracy was 66%. He also averaged 4 shot on goals a game and nearly always kicked 3 or more goals a game. And on top of that, he averaged 6 marks every game in 2024. From the Hawthorn Hawks, the winner of the B&F is Giant Newcomb. He also can be considered a bit more of a defensive midfielder, as he averages 19 pressure acts a game. And for both the finals that he played in 2024, he racked up 30 or more disposals a game. Next up is the Melbourne Demons being Jack Viney. When the AFL season came to an end, Jack Viney had a disposal efficiency of 60% as well as 21 disposals. He also averaged 25 pressure rucks a game, with 6 of those being tackles and 1 of those being a tackle inside 50. And he also kicked 11 goals in 2024, which is absolutely massive for him, as he's only kicked a career amount of 66 goals in his 11 years at the Melbourne Demons. Next up is 25-year-old Luke Davies-Uniacke from the North Melbourne Kangaroos. He averaged 27 disposals nearly every single game in 2024, and his disposal efficiency ended up being 73%. And out of the 18 shots on goal he had in 2024, 11 of those ended up being goals. And his scoring accuracy ended up being 61%. No surprise here, but the B&F winner from Port Adelaide was Zach Butters. After Butters averaged 27 disposals every single game in 2024, as well as 4 tackles and 4 clearances. He finished 3rd in the Brownlow medal leaderboard, but when looking at the votes, he was 9 votes behind Dacos and 16 behind Patrick Cripps, as he had a vote count of 29. And out of his 27 disposals he averaged in 2024, 19 of them were effective disposals. From the Richmond Tigers is someone that is rumoured to leave their club during this year's trade period, being Daniel Rioli. Even though Daniel Rioli is a defender, he finds no trouble in getting his hands on the football, as he did average 23 touches a game. He also averaged 16 pressure rucks a game. And although the Tigers didn't have too much success in 2024, they were happy to have Daniel Rioli play every single game for them this season. Coming into the final 4 now from the St Kilda Saints is Callum Wilkie. Although Callum Wilkie does play a key defender role, he's been able to prove to everyone that best on ground every week isn't necessarily the player that gets the most disposals or the most goals. He averaged 17 disposals a game with an 87% disposal efficiency. He also averaged 7 marks, with 1 of those being contested, and on top of that, his kicking efficiency is a number of 85%. For the Sydney Swans, it's Isaac Heaney. Obviously, the Sydney Swans have easily had the best midfield in the competition, with them having Chad Warner, Errol Goulden, and obviously B&F winner Isaac Heaney. But due to him getting suspended earlier in the season, he was ineligible to win this year's Brownlow medal, but that didn't stop him from playing good football and still finished in the top 5. Next up, from the West Coast Eagles is Jeremy McGovern. Obviously, McGovern has been one of the best defenders in the competition over the last couple of years, and some would consider him underrated. Out of his 20 disposals that he averages nearly every game, 17 of them have been effective. As a key defender, he nearly never gets a shot on goal, but he's had 3 shot on goals in 2024, with him kicking 1 of them. But unfortunately, he missed 4 games in 2024, being round 24, round 20, round 19, and round 18. And the final B&F winner of 2024 is from the Western Bulldogs, being Marcus Bontempelli. All year, people have been saying Marcus Bontempelli is going to be a Brownlow contender, with the AFL even predicting him to finish 4th. But he finished 10 spots lower, with him only getting 19 votes, and some would argue that he deserved more. He averaged 25 disposals a game, with him having a 68 disposal efficiency. But he's the perfect example of a team player, as in 2024, he had a total of 26 goal assists. And this video does have to come to an end now, but if you guys did enjoy this video, could you please show me that by going down there and liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and of course hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when a new video is coming out. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.